I'm back, everyone. Welcome back to another video. This is your boy CJ Talk Sports, aka Mr. Christian Jones. Sorry for being out for most of this week. Felt very ill, very sick. Just didn't feel like recording, all the Giants free agency updates. But I'm back now, and let's just get right on with this video, man. First of all, I just want to say, New York Giants fans, we have completely nailed this free agency at this point. We came in very nervous, very pessimistic about how are we going to maneuver this cap and do some serious free agency shopping. First of all, I just want to say, uh, restructuring Nate Soldier's contract opened up everything else for us. We were moments away from cutting him right before free agency, right before the start of free agency, and the fact that we were able to maneuver enough money around to not only keep him as a swing tackle, but to open up everything for free agency, especially for Leonard Williams. Now, I'm still bent and very upset that the fact that we lost Dalvin Tomlinson. It sucks, but it almost had to happen. We were going to lose one of our two key defensive players, and I would much rather. Let me rephrase that. I would much rather stomach the loss of Dalvin Tomlinson than Leonard Williams, just because of the fact that you cannot replace a guy like Leonard Williams. We just simply cannot. Everything about our defense was key about Leonard Williams. So keeping him and the fact that we didn't break the bank for him was a must happen. Was a must have. Congrats to Dalvin Tomlinson. Moving on to Minnesota. Hope he does great things there. But hey, we brought back Leo. We brought back the captain of our defensive squad. Let's get on with the biggest news, with the biggest update. The New York Giants have officially signed wide receiver Kenny Golladay from the Detroit Lions. To me, this was the big one. This was outside of Leonard Williams, this was the biggest offseason acquisition we could have gotten. Kenny Golladay is the exact type of wide receiver this team needs. The Giants needed a big play wide receiver, someone that Daniel Jones could consistently rely on in man-to-man press coverage. Okay, I love Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard, but they are number twos. Golladay is a pure number one receiver. Now, I would have been perfectly content had the Giants elected to address the wide receiver position in the draft, because this draft is loaded with just top-notch wide receivers, especially in the first round. Having said all that, Kenny Golladay, like I said, he's the big fish in the pond. He's the guy that we were all crossing our fingers for. And again, the Giants, I don't know how they were able to maneuver the cap to land a guy like Kenny Golladay. Again, going back to Nate Solder, that pretty much opened up the floodgates for us. Once we were able to reconstruct his deal, it gave us the cap room to sign Leonard Williams on a 3-year deal, and that propelled the Giants to go on a shopping spree. And when I say shopping spree, I'm not saying that the Giants overspent on almost any player that they signed. Yes, Kyle Rudolph, you probably could have signed on a cheaper deal, but 2 years worth $12 million, $6 million per, I'm down with that. Listen, he's better than Evan Ingram. He's a sure-handed tight end. He's a good blocker. He is the perfect safety net for Daniel Jones outside of Kenny Golladay. Then, by my surprise, the Giants added another linebacker in Reggie Ragler. I was following this kid all the way up from Alabama. This kid's got a nose for the football. He's another dominant linebacker in the running game. He's decent, and he's decent as a coverage linebacker. The Giants could still use a coverage linebacker through the draft, but adding him next to Blake Martinez, those two are going to wreak havoc in the rushing category. And to sign him on a 1-year prove-it deal, along with John Ross and the pass rusher we got from Minnesota, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. It's a mouthful. I saw clips of him. Dude is relentless. He is a relentless pass rusher. He's going to fit right in with our defensive scheme. I could see him having putting up similar numbers to what Colin Fackrell did, maybe even better. I could see him having 4 or 5, maybe 6 sacks in this rotation. It's just a matter of, where we're going to find snaps for him, because our defensive line is just, loaded at this point. Again, bringing back Leonard Williams, signing Austin Johnson on a 1-year deal. The Giants have completely nailed this free agency standpoint. And again, I'm sorry for going on almost too long on this, but again, signing Kenny Golladay, it now opens up anything that we could do in the draft. Well, this past weekend, all of us Giants fans were keen on, okay, what wide receiver is going to fall to us at 11? Or are we going to have to reach for Rashard Bateman at 11? The reason I put the quotations up because Rashard Bateman, it's not a big 3. It's a big 4. Between Bateman, Chase, Waddle, and Smith, all 4 of those receivers are capable of our first-round talents easily. So, just bear with me on that statement. But again, the fact that now that we have Kenny Golladay, it opens up everything else through free agency or the draft. The Giants now could potentially just go BPA as far as, the draft goes. And in speaking of that matter, I am just now reporting that the Denver Broncos has signed 3 key players in their secondary: Ronald Darby, Kyle Fuller, and Jonathan Simmons. That just may take Denver out of the cornerback market. So not only are we likely to still get one of those wide receivers, but now we have the opportunity to draft a corner, whether it be Surtain or Caleb Farley, or if you're a fan of J.C. Horn. Signing Kenny Golladay, this sets up everything for the Giants. We got our pass rusher back. We now have a receiver to pair with Daniel Jones. Let me give a shout out to Entertaining Talking Sports, as well as Alex Wilson from Fireside Giants. They hit the nail right on the head. Kenny Golladay coming to the Giants. It's almost Plaxico Burress 2.0. Plaxico was a borderline top 10 receiver when he was in Pittsburgh. When we signed him to the Giants. Okay, Eli Manning was awful in his first full year as a starter. Awful. He was fine in his rookie year, was not good in his second year. Same trajectory that Daniel Jones has had. Daniel Jones was good, really good as a rookie. Borderline terrible in his second year. Eli Manning gets Plaxico Burress. Sky's the limit. They take off. I believe that that's the same trajectory that Daniel Jones is in. We have the weapons. Jason Garrett, it's all on you now, buddy. It's all on you and Daniel Jones to figure this thing out. Okay, you got the weapons. Okay, you're gonna get Saquon Barkley back. We're probably gonna address the offensive line through the draft. Okay? No more excuses. This team is ready to compete now. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say, oh, the Giants are a Super Bowl contender. Heck no. Hell no. But this team could compete with almost anyone. The NFC East is ours for the taking. Okay. Washington nailed it in free agency, but we owe them an ass whooping. Eagles fans, go back to your bunker. You guys are trash. You're awful. I look forward to whipping on your asses. And Cowboy fans, look. I know you guys are happy that y'all re-signed Dak. You know, I'm glad that you guys have Ulier back. I like Dak. You know, I think he deserved that $160 million contract. But the rest of y'all team is still mediocre at best. Okay, your offensive line is getting older. Zeke has not been the same in the last few years. Your defense is atrocious. And I'm still not 100% confident in Mike McCarthy. Now, I know he has a Super Bowl to his name, but I'm just not sold on a coach that's had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers for most of his career. You know, so the way I look at it, it's between us and Washington. It's between us and the Washington football team. And I'm glad about it. No, I know they signed Ryan Fitzpatrick. I love the Terry McLaurin signing. William Jackson, great fit as your CB1. But again, man, we have the weapons. Our defense is going to be should be just as strong as it was last year. And I believe in Daniel Jones. I really do. I believe that with Kenny Golladay as a Giant, Daniel Jones will take that franchise level leap. No, I'm going to use another comparison with Daniel Jones and Kenny Golladay, and that's Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. We all saw the leap that Josh Allen took in his third year once they added Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen was a borderline average quarterback. Borderline. Honestly, I didn't even like him as much as Daniel Jones in either of his first 2 years. But they added Stephon Diggs. They added a legit number one receiver. And Josh Allen took off. He took off and became an MVP caliber quarterback. Now again, I don't think Daniel's going to do that. But I think he's going to take a massive leap. Because Daniel needed a wide receiver at the caliber of a Kenny Golladay. And I haven't even added to the fact that Saquon Barkley is going to be coming back. And more importantly, what this Kenny Golladay signing does for us is that it makes Shepard and Slayton better. You know, Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton were drawing number one, number two coverage. Now with Kenny Golladay, those boys are going to be able to eat against second and third corners. And that is a recipe for success. Now again, I am not going to proclaim that the Giants are a Super Bowl contender, because they're not. I'm not going to throw that Daniel Jones is going to be one of the elite quarterbacks in football, because I don't think so. I don't think so, but I think he could be top 10 worthy. I think he could be as good as Dak. Or as Kirk Cousins, probably even better. You know, when Daniel Jones was coming out of college, I compared him to Ryan Tannehill. Have y'all seen what Ryan Tannehill has been since he's been in Tennessee? Number one receiver, star running back. No, pretty good offensive line. I believe the Giants are on their way there. And this team is ready to compete right now. Right here, right now. We can make the playoffs as currently constructed right now. But we still got a couple of needs to fill. You know, now I'm hearing reports that the Giants are going after Adoree Jackson. I love that. I love Adoree Jackson on a 1-2 year, maybe even on a 3-year deal. No, Adoree Jackson could solidify that number 2 cornerback position. And we could take a pass rusher or another offensive lineman at 11. and fulfill the rest of our needs through the draft. Giants fans, let's celebrate, man. Let's celebrate. Our team just knocked free agency right out of the park. I don't care what anybody else says. The Giants had the best free agency class this offseason. Now, I know New England killed it. Washington killed it. But when it comes to fulfilling your team's biggest needs, New York Giants filled the most holes, and more importantly, they didn't break the bank on anyone. Well, Leonard Williams, we didn't have to break the bank on him. 3 years, $63 million. Okay. The ability to get out after 2 years. Okay. Kenny Golladay, legit #1 receiver. I'll take that. Freaking filled in holes at linebacker, added another pass rusher, John Ross, on a 1-year prove deal. You know, if these free agency signings hit it big, most of these are going to be looking like bargains. And again, Kyle Rudolph, another 6'6" big body that can be effective in the red zone and on third downs. I've absolutely loved what the Giants have done this offseason. A+ for me right now, even if they don't get Adoree Jackson. This is your boy CJ Talks Movies. No, excuse me. This is your boy CJ Talks Sports. CJ Talks Movies is my other channel. This is CJ Talks Sports. I'm your host, Christian Jones. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.